The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making his way to the ring from Atlanta, Georgia, Shawn Dean.
The captain, Shawn Dean, a veteran, spent time in the Navy, and here he is in his AEW debut. And from all we've heard about Shawn Dean, Cody, very athletic young man.
A Navy man, and this is a good opportunity to thank all our servicemen and women out there for sure. That's really cool to see Shawn Dean in action, and he's up against what a special thing for me to be able to watch Shawn Spears and get a bit of scouting in here for the first round of the AEW TNT title tournament.
And his opponent from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, he is the self-proclaimed chairman of AEW, Shawn Spears.
The chairman, Shawn Spears, and you know, realistically, he got that name from basically what he did to you.
He did,
Yeah.
and there's a small phantom pain that's on the back of my head every time I see this guy, and hey, how are you, buddy? The bar of that chair split me wide open. What was it, 11 staples, ruined a suit. You were there that night.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was horrific.
He wanted to make an impact, not unlike Lance Archer. Same thing. I think people just like sometimes to pick on me. His shirt, though, it says impressed me. Not such an impressive record at 0-6.
0-6. Let's see if he can pick up his first win here. And here's another thing, too. You talked about the TNT tournament, the tournament to crown a TNT champion. Cody and Shawn Spears in a rematch in the first round of the tournament. You said you'd be scouting a little bit here, but you should know plenty of, what the heck? You should know plenty about him by now.
I think you think you know everything about a guy, and then he hits you in the head with a steel chair. I know that Shawn is one of the absolute best wrestlers in the world. I know that he helped me learn to wrestle when, everyone assumed Dusty Rhodes' son would understand, but one thing that Dusty did not teach me is wrestling fundamentals. And in Louisville, Kentucky at OVW, 4400 Shepherdsville Road, this guy, Shawn Spears, is the one who taught me those fundamentals. Let's see if we get a clean break.
So let me ask you this: when we do get a clean break, during that training time when he taught you the fundamentals, it seems to me, and I don't know, that maybe a little animosity was built up during that time.
Sure, and it's animosity I've dealt with my whole life. I don't want to sound pretentious or, I don't want to assume I'm inside this guy's head, but I left OVW. After my time in developmental, I was only there for 11 months. Shawn was in the developmental system before getting called up to TV for almost a full decade. I can imagine there was some animosity, and I know specifically Snapmare to his ass there.
Snapmare to the ass. I love that.
Could have taken advantage of it, but going at a slower pace. Shawn does have a more deliberate pace, which will absolutely play in his favor here. And the bigger guy. The captains know, not a small guy. Shawn just is a deceivingly big wrestler on our roster.
Trying a standing switch, nicely done by the captain, and Shawn Spears trying to break out of that. He does, and then with a drop toe hold, sends him down, covers. And notice how the forearm is
right
across the jaw.
chin.
Yep,
right across the chin. I think the captain's waking up to the realization that Shawn Spears pretty much has him topped in every category here. He's going to need to focus on counters. He's going to need to keep his composure here with somebody, because Shawn he'll get that out of you. He'll get that anger out of you, and he'll take advantage of it.
Full arm drag and twist.
Oh, wow.
And a good go behind. Look at that. Snapmared him over again.
And Shawn never somebody, I'm not friends with the guy. Terrible cartwheel.
Yeah.
We have to call it what it is.
Yeah,
For a guy who can do a good cartwheel.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's trying to egg him on. But I'll tell you this: Shawn doesn't rest on his laurels. He has a school in Tampa, Florida, flatbacks. He's continuously training consistently. And this guy, took his eye off the prize. Big
Sure
forearm,
did.
knife edge chop.
There you go, Captain. Forearm and a spin kick into the midsection.
Bit of a mule kick there, and that might have got Shawn on one of those ribs.
Okay, flies off the rope and a running lariat. How about that?
That'll do it. Sometimes it's just a clothesline, but Shawn is he's always training. He's very much a professional wrestler. He is not a pretend wrestler.
It seems to me that the clothesline or the lariat, whatever you want to call it, seems to work much better when you get him right up in the top of the bicep.
Absolutely,
right? Yeah.
absolutely, and you kind of bulldog their neck in a way.
Right.
This is how would you put it. He really laid in a couple of those hands in the corner there.
And
I think Captain's a bit rattled. Oh, I can tell by the way he went up there. Captain's definitely a bit rattled. A couple of those shots in the corner for sure. Yeah, you mentioned the lariat. I think that's actually what makes the difference between a clothesline and a lariat. If you look at how Lex Luger used to do those clotheslines, he'd lay that bicep just right across your chest. You look at how Stan Hansen did it, he'd really wrap them around your whole face or your whole neck. And there's some guys, the taller they are, that throw a big clothesline. Spears being a taller wrestler, you almost want to jump as he's approaching you to try and lessen that blow.
Has him up top.
Is he going for running DVD?
Yeah. Running DVD.
Running DVD.
How about that? Got him covered. And it's academic right now. 1, 2, 3. Shawn Spears gets a win here in AEW on Dark. Talking about some momentum.
Here's your winner,
He and Cody,
Shawn
the man to my right,
Spears.
will do battle in the first round of that TNT tournament.
Absolutely. I'm going to beat him so bad you're going to see what that tattoo originally was on his left arm. It was actually a Brahma bull, and he's had it covered up with that panther. He'd be quite furious if I told anybody that, but this is the guy who hit me in the head with a steel chair. Beautiful DVD.
Remember the staples in the back of your head, Cody, going to the tournament.
Oh, I don't forget.
Yes, sir.
I don't forget. You got to remember to get off that guy's shoulders. That's for sure. Once you're up there, that's not the area you want to be with the momentum he had on that DVD. There was no way the Captain was getting up.
Shawn Spears, the winner. Momentum, possibly so, heading to the TNT tournament.